I want to start with a story. I sat at the airport in Heathrow yesterday morning. I'd flown from the US, from Miami over to London, and I had a 6-7 hour wait before I was going to board the plane to go from London to Gothenburg, where I live. And with me was Fee. Many of you know her, of course, my colleague and also wife. We've been in Miami together for our own training and development, plus 3 days of free time. Lovely weather. It was a great trip. A fantastic 2-day conference also where we learned a lot. So we arrived about 7 in the morning. We went to the lounge, British Airways. We sat down and Fee looked at me and said, well, should we do the meeting at 9 o'clock then, she said. And I said, yes, let's do the meeting at 9 o'clock. Of course, we had planned a business meeting for an hour and a half, 2 hours while we were waiting in the lounge. So whatever we did for that first hour and a half, and then 9 o'clock, we started the meeting. Now, the meeting at 9 o'clock did not go well. I started talking and took the lead in the meeting as agreed, and Fee responded in ways I thought was a bit disconnected. So I tried to get us back on track, and Fee brought in some other view. I spoke more about long-term actions and focus, and short-term. Fee was more looking from a bigger picture, addressing long-term things. And after about half an hour, I said, this isn't going so well, right? And she said, no, it's not. Okay, so we adjusted a little and we continued. Only 20 minutes later to notice we still didn't make progress. And we talked for an hour and 20 or something, and there was so little progress done. And we both agreed we didn't get anywhere. We talked about things, we were intentional, but nothing really moved. Okay, it felt like a complete waste of time. And then for the last 10, 15 minutes, I said, let's look at the calendar scheduling, as we said we would do from February through June. That went so simple, so easy, so great. We took lots of good decisions for business scheduling, and we handled a few private scheduling things with different kinds of travels we need to get in place. So the last 10, 15 minutes was like, wow, this was good. We ended the meeting. We did a quick review and noticed it was not a good meeting at all. I said we could have gotten done in 10 minutes, what took us an hour and 20. So this felt like a waste of time. We both agreed, but we're happy with the good planning session we ended with. Now, what's the learning in this from me? Well, a good reminder was you cannot be more productive than the current capacity you have. So there's always this balance, I'll get more into it in a while, between production on one side and your level of capacity at another side. Now, this morning, the level of capacity was very low. We had traveled for a long time, many, many hours from downtown Miami to the airport and flights and waiting and then up in the lounge. I slept 3 hours, 20 minutes that night. Fee had slept about 3 hours, not great sleep either. And all the packing and checking in and out and security checks, whatever, we were drained in the morning at 9 o'clock. There was no capacity left. So the things we talked about were too complex and too hard to speak about for a brain on 3 hours sleep. The scheduling was apparently much easier, so we could simply just look and do it. But do not attempt to complete complex activities when your capacity is too low. You cannot do it. A really good reminder, and we didn't catch ourselves. The second reminder I actually got the day after, like today. It struck me. We were just traveling, ended up in the lounge there. We sat and did whatever we did, and we started a meeting. What about if we had done the core 4 practices that morning? You probably heard about the core 4 in this program by now. Every day investing some time to build your capacity with your body, with your sense of being and purpose, with your balanced family, and your business in terms of discovering and sharing what you learn. So I reflected, what if instead of just sitting in the lounge, I would have taken a good walk that morning, half an hour, 40 minutes, just around the terminals. I could have done all kinds of things, looking at shops or whatever, right? What about if I had put some fuel into my body that was good for me? Hadn't eaten really well that morning or on the flight. So I could have done that. What about if I'd done my meditation in the morning like I normally do? 20 minutes of meditation. What if I done my reflective process in the tool called stacking that morning? Just struck me. If I'd taken a walk, eaten well, done my morning meditation and my reflection exercises as I always do, and Fee had done the same, would there have been a better meeting? Absolutely a better meeting. So if we don't build our capacity on a daily basis, we don't produce as well as if we build our capacity on a daily level. So all this was good learnings from a failed meeting. There is no failure really in life. There's only opportunities to learn. I mean, we can fail producing a result, of course, but if we turn that so-called failure into a learning experience, we can build on more effective work and more effective capacity building when we don't succeed with what we want.